Hey y'all, it's Christy from Teadoddles, and it's a Maker Friday where I just talk to you about what I've been doing and what's going on. And today we're talking about what I'm going to do for the month of August. So if you're new here, welcome new subscribers, and welcome back subscribers. I'm happy to have you here with me in my maker shenanigans. I do like to do the sewing things, the yarny things, and the DIY things, so you will see a little bit of all of that here on this channel. If you like to make things, you might like it here. All right, I am so excited to be back into the making. In my last Maker Friday video, the first one I did in 2 months, I told y'all that I had been, on a learning experience, which I'll talk about more in another video. Matter of fact, Monday I'm going to do a longer video for Motivational Monday, but I'm going to talk about some other things. Just some things I feel like I need to talk about. So we'll wait till then to talk about that kind of stuff. Okay? It'll be kind of what's been going on with me health-wise and those kind of things. Okay? So even though it'll still be a Motivational Monday, because I'm hoping it motivates some people to, I don't know, feel better about what's going on, or whatever you want to say. So we'll talk about that stuff on Monday when I do that. Today I'm going to talk about my monthly maker goals for August. I will be doing a post in my maker group sometime this weekend. I'm thinking I'm going to start doing that on Sundays. I think that'll be a good day for me to do posts in my Facebook group, because currently I'm focused on getting back in that group and getting my videos back together. So normally I would do a blog post about what I'm doing for the Maker Stash Down. Maker Stash Down is what it's called. And Teadoddles Makers is my Facebook group. All those links are down below. But I think I'm just going to do a video about what I'm going to do for the month and show it there, and that'll be easier. And I'll get back into blog posts hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and it'll be more about what I originally started my blog about, which was about when I first started my blog, it was sewing tutorial, a lot of sewing tutorials. I kind of branched out into crochet, and I did a lot of DIY projects. I had some recipes on there. All that stuff is still on there. If you've never checked out my website or blog, however you want to put it, it's a website. And I wrote about personal stories sometimes. So I want to get back to that on my blog. That's what I originally created it for. And then I will, my YouTube channel to be, it'll connect, they'll connect still. So I will still be doing some video tutorials to connect with blog posts, those kind of things. And even my life stories, like Monday when I talk about some more personal things, I'll connect that to my blog, those kind of things. And the Maker Stash Down thing, I think I'll just do in Friday videos for the month, once a month. And then you can see what I'm doing along the way, and I'll share that in the Facebook group. And then I'll try to put any links down below. I think that'll be easier than me trying to do a blog post with a bunch of pictures to edit and doing a video and doing a post. It's just too much. It's like too much. So I'm trying to par down some things so I can be better at and be more focused at the things I really want to do. So that is part of my goals for August, to start back doing those things, because like I said, I sewed today, the first time I've sewn in really sewn in 2 months. That was fun, because it's just, even though I've been off since, was it last Wednesday was the last day of the summer semester for me, and I've been off since then, I had some other things going on I had to deal with. So yeah. And so today was the first day I really got back into it, and I was very excited about that. I did start back my crochet and all that kind of stuff. And today, my goals for August are to work through as many of these crochet, mostly, there's a couple of knitting ones, project bags as I can, because there are too many of them. And I have some stuff I want to start new, and I'm like, I need to empty out some of this other stuff and get it done so I can focus on something new. Plus, so I'm going to go through these bags, and we're going to kind of talk about it, because some of these things are stuff that I'm like, There's already a couple. I'm like, I don't even know what this is, so I'm gonna have to frog it and do something else with it. So technically that's emptying a bag to me if I frog something, because even though I may keep it in the bag, it's not a started project. It's potential new project. So that's what I'm going to be focused on this month. And I'm also wanting to start I did this for a while back, and then it just kind of fell away. But I called it the Saturday Stitch, and it was just where I did a tutorial over a crochet stitch every Saturday. Like I have this book with all these different crochet stitches, which sometimes they're called a crochet stitch, but they're like other stitches joined together to make the stitch, if that makes sense. So I want to do that. I want to start doing that. That won't be this Saturday, just tomorrow. And I hope to start it next Saturday. And so if there's any stitches you'd like to review or learn more about, then feel free to share with me, and I can hopefully cover it in my video. So the other thing I'll be doing along with that, since I figured I'd do like a stitch sampler scarf. So like you could learn the new stitch and you can make a scarf as you went along, if that's what you want to do. So the video tutorial will be about how to do the stitch, because some stitches require you to do something different on 2 rows just to keep the stitch going. And then I'll tell you how many rows in the scarf to put in, and there'll be a buffer stitch, like probably a half double crochet stitch between each section. So it'll be like a sampler scarf. And I'm gonna try to, between now and then, figure out about how much yarn you'll need. And really, it could be really anything you wanted it to be, if you because you could pick different weights of yarn to do it with. I'll probably use I don't know, I might use some of my sock yarn stash for this. We'll see. I gotta pick out my yarn and everything, but that's something that's coming up too that I want to do. All right. And sewing tutorials will be coming back on Wednesdays. I'm trying to stick to certain days to do certain things. I don't do DIY tutorials on here very much, like as far as I really love, and I haven't done in a long time, taking odd things and making something new out of them. So that's probably something you'll see mostly on the blog and not here, and I'll just share it here like on a Maker Friday. So those are some things in the works coming up that I'm super excited about, and I hope y'all are too. I hope y'all will join me along in this maker journey. I'm excited to get back into the making. Being away from making for 2 months, I mean, I literally I did not have the time or the brain space to crochet, to sew. I picked up the crochet a couple of times, and my brain was exhausted. And I'll talk a little bit more about that on Monday when I do my little bit longer video, because I go back for my fall semester starts Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So I'll be off Monday, but I've got some work stuff. I got work training I got to do. I'll be working on later this weekend. Excuse me. My goodness. Drink some water. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of these projects that I'm hoping to get finished, so that I can make some space for some new projects, because I have a ton of yarn still. I have sold a lot of yarn in my shop, my Etsy shop. There's still some yarn in there for sale, and you could potentially see more. It just depends on once I finally get some of these bags finished, so I can start on some fun new projects. I'm trying not to start anything new this month, so that I can par down everything I've already started. Okay. All right. So first of all, I will say that I've shown the blanket before. I'm not going to show it here, but for new people, I'll show it when it's finally finished. But I had made this Dahlia square afghan, and I ran out of the yarn I was using to join the squares. So I finally found something that I think is going to work, so I've just got to finish joining them and do the border, because I do want to do a border on it, and it'll be done. I just didn't want to bring it in here because it's kind of big. So that's one thing that is on my list to finish. And these are in no particular order. I'll probably start with smaller stuff so that I get quick finishes and then move on to the larger stuff. Or do the larger stuff in between finishing small stuff so I can maybe make progress on it. We'll see. It just depends on how I feel. I'm not going to do a particular order on this. I'm just focusing in on this because I know the month that I focused in on just sewing clothes, I got a lot done because I focused on that. You know, when I had extra time to do stuff, that's what I focused on. And, you know, it did my other stuff. I would just take so much time during the week to focus on that. So, and that worked out really well. So since crochet is something that I do mostly in the evenings, although tomorrow I'm very tempted to have an all-day crochet day or crochet knit, whatever. We'll see. I have other things I do, but I don't have any other plans tomorrow, so it may turn into that. We'll see. All right, let's talk about the things I've got to finish. So this is a pocketbook. Well, this is what's going to be a pocketbook. Well, it's a purse, a bag, whatever you want to call it. This side looks longer because it has a piece at the bottom that joins to this piece. And then this is a piece that goes into the bottom. You're supposed to put a piece of cardboard in it, which is why this is open. And I need to line this with fabric. So I actually have got to cut some fabric to line this with. I don't have to, but because of the way the stitches are for this, you see, it's this puff stitch. It would be hard to put anything in it really without it getting hung up in this stuff. So I'm definitely going to line this one. I got it out of one of my crochet books, which I think must be in the living room still. So this is, I made this out of, you know, sugar wheels. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's a cotton yarn from Hobby Lobby. It's one of their brands, Yarn Bee brands, I think. So I had two in the same colorway, and I did it that way, and I like the way it turned out. I think it's cute. So all I have to do for this really is line it, and I've got to come up with a handle, which I'm looking over there. I used to have a bunch of those round bamboo handles, but I don't have any more. I have like wooden ones. I don't think they're gonna work for this though. So I'll have to figure out something for a handle. I don't know if it'll be fabric or what. I don't think the pattern has a crocheted handle. So that is something I will finish, which doesn't really actually require crocheting. It requires other materials. Then I have this bag, which I did show y'all last Friday. I still haven't crocheted the handle for it. So all I got to do for this bag is crochet the handle. And this is this is from a crochet along that was a Bridgerton crochet along by several crochet designers. And I intend on making most of those patterns. I haven't started some of the other ones, so I won't be starting them until later. The crochet along was over with, but this is not lined. I just ran out of yarn to actually make the handle to go with this, so I got to find some other cotton yarn that'll go with this to make my handle. And like I said, I'm not going to line it. This is a very, very hefty kind of cotton yarn. This is Cotton Twist yarn by Line Brand is what it was, which is discontinued, so that's why I can't find it anymore to finish my handle. I had 3 skeins, and it took just about all of the 3 skeins to make this. So that's something I got to finish, and I just got to do the handle and join it, and that will be done. And this will be more like, I'm thinking if I go to a farmer's market, or if I go to like a, you know, like a festival, they have craft booths and food booths and stuff like that, so that I could put stuff in it, and it would be perfectly fine for that. It should be just fine for that. So that's what that's going to be for. So I'm probably gonna make the handle long enough to hang here, you know, so then I can put my phone in it, which my phone case, this is my phone case because I'm recording with my phone, has a wallet and stuff built into it. So I just take that and I can put it, and then if I had this, I could put anything I buy in it. So that's what I'm thinking about with that. Need some more water. All right. Now the other thing I've been working on, this is what I've been working on mostly in the evenings. This was some kind of daisy granny square tank. And I'm pretty sure it's all about Amy. I think that's who it is. I'll have all the links down below. For these patterns, unless it was like out of a book, and I'll put the book. So if you want to make it, you can. But I've realized once I had enough squares that tank, I don't know if I did something wrong with the gauge, which is entirely possible because I did not gauge these squares. Don't ever do that when you're making a garment. When you're knitting, crocheting garments, do a gauge swatch. I know this, but for this I just thought, and so I'm not gonna be able to, it's just not gonna fit right. So I was like, well, I need to use these granny squares for something. So because I had originally made 4 of each of this color. That pink is so bright. Every time I show it, it just of these, and these are all made out of something different. Like this is True Blue Sparkle, this bright pink is regular True Blue, and this is Kobu. Okay, so they'll have similar fiber contents. And then this is Nubu, because I decided to use this yellow. It's not quite as soft as this, in this yellow. So I've done 4 of those in the yellow now. And now I'm gonna put, this is really old, cotton bamboo. This is before they started calling it Nubu, True Blue, all those boos and Kobus. So this is a really old LB Connection one. I think this color will go really good. I also have this brighter green Kobu, and I may do them out of that. So I'm just gonna make 4 of each of them, which the 3 pinky colored ones all has enough left so that if I do something where I have to have a half square, which is what's in the original pattern, I can do it. There was barely any of this left when I got done making the 4 squares, so it must have had less yardage. I didn't check it. So I'm gonna make 4 each, probably both of these, and then I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with all these squares, because I'm not gonna make the tank top that I originally made these for. I'm thinking I may be able to make some kind of wrap or something, but we'll see. So I'm just intent on making the rest of the squares, and then I will see where we go from there when I see how much I got and what I can actually do with it. So this is a yet to be determined what this is pattern, and that's okay, but I will still link the original pattern because you can get the pattern for how to make those squares, because she had, in her pattern, she made it look like a daisy in the middle, so I had a yellow middle and a white and then like a light blue background, but I just did it all in one color each square. So I feel like I talked about that way too long, but that's okay. So that's what I've been currently working on. Now this is another pattern from that Bridgerton cow, and I think I showed this the last time. So this is just a headband belt thing that I'm doing with the cotton lin, and I got a mustard color in here, and I'm gonna make 2 that I can wear with that dress that I sewed, and I can do other things. I can put it in my hair and stuff. Y'all, is it weird that now I like wearing headbands more than I did when I had long hair? I don't know what it is, but when I have longer hair, I don't wear headbands as much as I do when I have shorter hair. That's a strange thing, isn't it? I think it's because when I was a teenager, for some reason, I used to think the sides of my hair were too puffy. And my hair was really long. My hair used to be down to my waist. And I used to wear a headband all the time. And I had longer bangs, but I didn't pull the bangs back with the headband. They were just kind of off to the side in the front. Maybe that's what it is. It reminds me too much of that when I was a teenager. I don't know. All right, let's move along. So this bag, okay, a long time ago, I used to do the Mini Maker Bag Club, and I talked a little bit about that in my last video, I think. And I will talk some more. Let's just talk about it right this minute so I don't forget, because I'll forget at the end. I showed y'all last week that I have picked out this dinosaur sort of print It was half yard bundle that I had, and I'm making bags of the month out of it. And my goal with that is, I've got this all laid out under all these other bags because that's what I was sewing on today. And it'll be kind of like, it's not a club because you can't sign up for the club. So it'll just be, I'll have a theme for the month, and I have all these bags, different bags and different things I do to go on with that theme. So you have to come and get it as you are. Because I have the mini maker bags with a little prize and a charm that'll be a certain price. And then I have a few bigger bags and a bunch of other things I'm planning on doing, like pouches and stuff, because I'm planning on trying to use every piece of fabric that I have left over from it. So there'll be a bunch of things to choose from. It'll just be related to that theme. The mini maker bags will be the only ones that they'll all come with stitch markers of some kind that's related to the theme. But then the mini maker bags will be similar to the club, the ones I have. I think there's 16 that I could get out of what I cut mini maker bags out of. And they'll have like a little something fun to go with it that's related to the theme. And then I plan on doing a video when it releases, or right before it releases, so that y'all can see kind of what's going on. I used to do that when I had the club in the very beginning. I would talk about the theme and show y'all kind of what's in it, and then it would go up in the shop, and then I just kind of, I got overwhelmed with all that, which is why I'm not doing a club. I'm gonna do a theme, and you can, it'll be what it is, because I like this better too, because I get to make different kinds of bags with relatable fabrics. I'm liking it so far. And I'm not making like a bunch of the same bag and a bunch of same stuff that I gotta keep putting together. I can do slightly different stuff with it. So anyway, that's what I'm working on with that. And how that relates to this bag. When I had the club and I had the little mini skeins of yarn in it, I was doing a doily pattern a month to go with it for 1 year. And I never finished all those patterns, y'all, which I'm like, ooh. So I had made a different doily kind of every month with the mini skein, and my intent was to eventually join it into this kind of abstract scarf. And that's what's in this bag, because there were some patterns I did finish, and I put the patterns up. You know, you would have a code and you could get it off my blog and that kind of thing. So I'd really like to finish up these patterns and put them up. So this is something I will work on this month, but this will take me longer to get finished with. So I know it's not something I'm going to finish this month. I'm hoping maybe I can get it finished to put out everything out by the end of the year. We'll see. So that's what's in here. This one right here is, you can see that I need to do something different because it's like curling up. Of course, there's also in here, I did 1 year when I had the mini skeins, I did like a different pattern each month. I did something different. So, I did like a headband thing one time because I was trying to figure out different ways you could utilize a mini skein. So that's also in here. There's another headband. So, that's something I still want to work on because I think it'll be really cool to have an alternative to something to do with mini skeins, because I know a lot of people get the advent calendars and they have the mini skeins, you know, and then it's like, what do you do with all this? So that's what's in this bag. Something to work on, but not finish this month. I just don't see me finishing that this month. That's okay. All right, this bag right here. This is a frog bag. This is, I don't even know what this pattern is. Got stuff going on. This is the, do I have the tech? There it is. If I can get it out. This is the Comfy Cotton Blend yarn in like chai latte is what it's in. And I have like several crochet hooks in here. This is why I can't start something new, because I can't find all my, I still have a ton of crochet hooks, but I'm always looking for one in particular that I'll have. I should have 2 or 3 of them, and it's like every one of them are missing. So this is another reason I have to do this. But this is something, I started with something down here, and I picked it back up one time. I was like, oh, I'm just going to make it up. I don't know what this is. And now I'm just like, what? I've got, like, I don't know, I think a total of 6 skeins of this yarn. So I'm like, I need to find me a big cardigan pattern to do with it. So this is something I'm just going to frog, and I'm going to find a new pattern for, because I have no idea what this originally was intended to be. It is making a really nice drapey type of fabric when you crochet with it, so I'm enjoying that. So I'm just going to frog it and start over, because I have no idea what it's supposed to be. None whatsoever. I tried looking through my patterns to figure it out, and I was like, is that what it is? Because it doesn't seem to be the same stitch, and it's probably something that I pinned, and I was working off of a website or something. But you know what? I really need to be better at tagging what something is in a bag. That way, hopefully I can remember if it gets put aside so long. What I'm hoping to do is not have stuff set aside so long that I forget what it is. So, because I think that would work much better. But come on, how this dry. It's so hot. I'm so hot. I'm over this hot weather. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Just over it. I'm over it. All right, this is. I like looking at, because a lot of my bags, this is a bag I made, and this was like what I originally did with the bag, and I've changed up things since I've been sewing them longer and stuff, and it's always neat to see an older bag and what it looks like now. You know, I know what it looks like now, but y'all may not, but I do. All right, now this is Spotting Clouds or something like that top, which I've actually, all I have to do on this is go down. This is the whole top with the sleeves, and I need to try this on again though. It's been a while since I tried it on, but yeah, because I already made the top and blocked it, which you have to do before you add on everything else. So I've just got to go down, finish. It's just going around like this. It changes because it has, you know, this little baubles in it. Oh, it's so pretty. It's such a fun pattern. It's just a matter of me remembering, which hopefully, I know I have a PDF of this, and hopefully I highlighted it, which is what I do with PDFs. I'll highlight it as I go along and save it, so then when I pick the pattern back up, I know where it's at, and then I'll have to print it out. I don't always like to print stuff out if I don't have to. So, and this is something I'm making with the ombre leaf, but I'm planning on, well, I think currently, is this what I got attached currently? Yeah, currently I have this attached because I wanted to put this other color in it, not just be black and gray and white, which I could have stayed black and gray and white because I have enough of it, but I just wanted to add this other color in it. So that's currently what's actually attached. So it works well because I was able to join it in a place that made sense on the pattern. So yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing that. Actually, I think it's really cool. Is it gonna fit when I get finished? I don't know, but I'll be sad if it doesn't. But it'll be a really neat looking top because I started it so long ago. All right, let's take a look what we got going on in here. Ooh, this is one that I thoroughly enjoyed working on when I was working on it. Some patterns, I have to be in a mindset because I have to follow, like that pattern I just showed you, or like this pattern. I don't remember the name of it, but I will find it. I think this was a free pattern off of Hobie Yarns or something like that. But this is a big, huge scarf wrap thing. And this is, it's one of those that you crochet from end to end, the length. Well, no, actually, I think this might be the width of it. So I remember it's just really big. I can't remember for sure. But I'm making this with two It's a Wraps joined together. It's a wrap sprinkles and it's a wrap rainbow. So those two joined together, which I love the way it's working up and the colors it's becoming. So, yeah. This was originally, I was doing the Murder Mystery crochet along, because one year I did like squares you made as you crocheted along, and we read a book each year, but I didn't feel like we talked about the book enough, really. And the next year I did a whole Afghan thing, which I have never finished that Afghan, because I just did the scarf that you could do with the pattern too for the tutorials. And I tried to start it again last year, I think, maybe, just doing different patterns for each month that kind of went along with the book. That weren't patterns I wrote, they were just patterns, like, we're gonna use this pattern, or we're gonna make this pattern, or whatever. And it just kind of fell away, so I had to take a break from that too. So I don't know if I'll start that back up or not yet, but this was something I had started because of that. But that's a really fun pattern. I really like that pattern, and I like that yarn and how it's turning out. All right, so, and so these are all bags I made. So much fun. This was one year for when I first started the Mini Maker Bag Club. We had these yoga animals. Aren't they fun? All right, this little guy, look at him. I think the last time I showed him he didn't have stuffing in him, because he's got stuffing in him. This is a caterpillar. So I've just got to finish kind of this. He's got kind of this longer back. It kind of goes off like that. And more of his little feet. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 feet so far. 10 legs, whatever. Yeah. This is a hand-dyed yarn from Showreel Studio, I think it was. But, yeah, he's fun. I don't actually have too much. This is a pattern I have to pay attention to when I'm crocheting, because it changes as you go around. But I've loved crocheting this amigurumi. See if I can do a screenshot for that. We'll see. With sock yarn. Because most amigurumi patterns, depending on how big you want it to be, you can crochet it with any size yarn. As long as you match your hook to your yarn. And it'll make, you know, it'll work. So I like crocheting it with the sock yarn. It just makes a different look to it. So I'm excited to get him done, because I have some other amigurumis I want to work on. I do enjoy an amigurumi. They're just, I can't work on them too long because they make my fingers hurt, because they're such tight stitches, you know. Now this right here, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with. This was, I started a Expression Fiberworks crochet along last year, I'm pretty sure. That's how far I got. And I never did anything else with it. I don't know if I can get the pattern anymore or anything like that. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do, because I have all these yarns I had rolled up to use with it. And I'm thinking that I may frog this portion and just make something else with everything. Because I can incorporate this back into the skein. You know, I just tie it, you know, just be a knot. But that's probably what I'm going to do with this, because I don't know if I can get the pattern anymore, since it's an old crochet along. I mean, maybe I can. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. So that one's probably going to be frogged. This, I know what pattern this is, but I'm going to have to research it. It is something in time, something. I remember because Crochet Creations by Christy and Kim the Crafty Nomad did a crochet along, and I started it with them and I never finished it. So I want to finish it. This is just a mandala yarn. But I've got to find the pattern so I can finish it, because I definitely want to finish it. And this is another one where you got to really be paying attention, because stuff changes. So that one I'm definitely going to finish. Alright, this is, it's in a bin over here. See these bins? I found these bins at a yard sale for $1 and I spray painted them and I put those handles on it so I could pull it off and I store stuff in it. I love doing stuff like that. Alright, this is a knit project. I know this is a knit project, so I have avoided it. I haven't knitted in quite some time. So it's gonna take me a minute to get back into it because it was something I didn't learn until I got older anyway, and not like crochet, which I've been doing forever. So this is a Java. This is a kit I got off of Lion Brand. Where is the front page? Maybe. There we go. There it is. It's black and white. You can't really see it. So it's. Ooh. Has all these drop stitches in it, and a lot of purling. So this is the only good thing about this is that you start at the widest portion and I'm suddenly speaking in a weird accent, and you go to the smallest point. So it gets slightly smaller as you go up. So I just got to get back into the rhythm in it. I think it's a really cool fabric. The other thing is, this is made with a cupcake yarn and that 24/7 cotton, which I do not like. It's mercerized cotton. Tried crocheting with it, and this is knitting, which is only certain portions of it are knit, like the little gray portions. And I don't like it either way. There's something about it that I just don't like working with. So that's another reason I haven't finished this. So hopefully get back into the knitting, but that will probably be something I've really got to. I'll probably finish up all this other stuff before I start on that. And yes, I still have more. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it through all of this stuff. Some of this stuff is small stuff that I can just finish up real quick. I didn't bring any of the larger blankets or anything. I didn't pull any of that because that's, I know I'm not gonna finish that. So let's talk about distance. This is also knitting. This is something I'm gonna do on one of the Stitch Saturdays, and I've been saying I'm gonna do it, but I am gonna do it. I have all these shepches mini skeins, and what I've been doing with each of them is making these little square rectangles where I crochet and then I change to knitting. And I just transfer my stitches onto a string, and then I pick them up with my knitting needles, and that's what I was doing. Of course, I got to get back to it and remember what I was doing. So that's what this is. This is crochet and knit all in one, and I'm going to do a tutorial on these. So I will get to it. Something I want to do. It's something I've been thinking about a lot. Like all these things I wanted to do that I haven't gotten to. I got to make a plan and stick to it. So, all right. So that is something that will be worked on. I need to finish it because I plan on joining it into some kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it'll make a big blanket or if it'll just make a big old shawl thing, because there's a ton of these in here. And each one makes one that size. So, and I think I have some in this little bag in progress. I do. They're on the knitting portion. Okay, so I knitted and then I did the crochet because I can see that I'm just starting these on the knit. I was thinking I did it the other way around. But anyway, that is something to be coming up in a stitch tutorial. So I may not finish that project, but I want to get my stitch tutorial out this month. I'm going to say this month. Okay, y'all hold me accountable for that, right? So I always thought it would be cool to make, well, this will be a project, but just to, like, if I did a crocheted cardigan, and maybe I want to put cuffs on it, and there's a way to crochet to kind of make it a stretchier cuff. It'll look like a ribbed. But I just thought it'd be cool if I could just add on without having to sew it on or like cast on and then stitch it together, to just start making the cuff or something like that. I'm very interested in having different techniques together, like knitting and crochet, or knitting, crochet, and fabric, and putting all that stuff together. So, all right, this is a shawl I started. Did I start it this past Christmas? I can't remember, but I would like to finish it. I just gotta remember what the pattern is. I'm fairly certain it's something off of Expression Fiberworks, like a free pattern I got from there. So that's the problem with some of this stuff. I gotta figure out well, that's why I'm frogging some of it, because I have no idea. But this one I kind of have an idea, since it's newer. And these are just some sock yarns that I got from various places. So that's something I want to work on. That'll probably be toward the end, since it's Christmassy. I've got 2 more bags, y'all, and then I'm almost done. Because I knew this was going to be a long video when I pulled these out. Alright, this is a bag I made a long time ago where I did some bleaching and stuff. Something else I want to get into with my bags and stuff. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's just to have that sweater that I took forever to finish, but I finally finished. This is a cardigan. That's what it's going to be anyway. That I'm making out of Stitch Bird, which is also no longer available. But I had like one skein of like all the colors for some reason. They probably sold them on clearance or something, and I just decided I didn't know which one I liked the best, and I got them all colors. So that's what this is going to be. And I think it looks really cool. And it's just going to be a cardigan. And I've just got to remember what the pattern is that I was using for it. I don't have all the Stitch Bird yarn in here, so another thing, because it's so big, but I need to put it in there. So that goes pretty fast because it's a big chunky yarn. And I am catching. Alright, one more. This is one of my big duffel. I haven't made any of these in a long time. This was the first one I made. It was a prototype, but then I added a handle. It was like a duffel bag almost, but it was like for big crochet projects or overnight bag, whatever you want to use it for. People use my bags for all kinds of stuff, and that's cool. All right, this is where I was taking mandala yarn cakes and making just corner to corners because it's cool. This one you can't really see the transition as much. There is one down at the bottom to see how it lands on the square as I go through the skein. So I had a bunch of different ones, and then I've got more mandala yarns in here to make more squares. So then I will join it together in a blanket. I want to say all of these came from one cake, and I don't remember which cake it is. Let me see if I've got the, oh, there's one more. I got the, see, this does have a pocket. It has a pocket. Of course it has pockets. It has pockets. Nope, I don't know. Probably have it stuck somewhere, but I'm pretty sure all of these came from one cake, and I don't remember what the colorway is, but I'll be making all those, and I'll make a big blanket out of it when I'm done. I haven't decided. I'll probably do a border, like a thin border between them. So that is everything that I brought in here. Of course, there's always other stuff that I was like, this is just too large. Like I got a corner to corner blanket going in there that I know I'm not gonna finish, and some other random stuff that's like just scrap yarn that I piddle with sometimes. So I'm not gonna fool with that. Let me put this on this bag before I forget where it is at. So those are the things I'm gonna be working on this month. We'll see how far I get. Let's see how much we get done. I'm gonna do a maker video every week, Maker Friday, and it won't always be just about the yarn stuff, because I'll be sewing and all that good stuff as I can. My primary focus is gonna be finishing these project bags this month, but I'm so happy to be back in the swing of things more. I did a Motivational Monday video this past Monday. I don't know if y'all saw it. I just did it as a short, and I was showing you the art project I did for my art class. It was fun. I made a little bee. Well, I would get it, but it's over there. I sewed together a little bee because it was supposed to be mimicking an artist that I had chosen to do my report on. And I had everything ready, and my son was going to take the picture, and I was like, how am I going to get this bee to stay on my face? Because it's just a giant bee that's supposed to be on my face in the picture. I'll let y'all find that short and see the picture. I showed the picture I turned in for my project. And I tried so many different things, and you know what worked? Fabric glue. Fabric glue. It was like Eileen's tacky fabric glue, and it stuck to my face, and it did, because my son was like, are you sure that's supposed to be on your face? I said, well, I get it on my fingers all the time and it comes off, so it should be fine. It was fine. It came off. It took a little bit to get it off, because that glue is supposed to be, you let it dry and get a little tacky, and then you can press things on stuff and remove it, or just a temporary hold, and then it washes away after you've sewn it down. So it's not meant to be a permanent one, but it does work if you need to stick fabric to your face for some reason. I'm just saying. I don't know if y'all will be doing that, but it's just an idea. Halloween's around the corner. You never know what you might want to do. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go so I can be uploading this video while I find the links to all this mess, which some of them I need the link to so I can finish them. And y'all remember to have a life lived creatively, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.